Hello everyone, I'm Errol Saturn and welcome to a review for The Naked Gun 2025 starring Liam Neeson. This is a reboot/remake/legacy sequel of the 1988 comedy classic starring Leslie Nielsen, of course, of the exact same name. Now, my expectations for this movie were one of two things. First, I had no idea this movie was even coming out until that very first teaser trailer dropped. And two, like most people probably thought, I really didn't think this movie was going to be good. It's a legacy sequel, those really don't have the best track record, and it's a legacy sequel to a comedy movie, those really don't have the best track record. Especially after seeing the horribly negative reception to Happy Gilmore 2, I really didn't think that Naked Gun was going to stand a chance at all of being a pretty good movie. But after seeing that Seth MacFarlane was producing this thing, after seeing the great casting choice of casting someone like Liam Neeson in this kind of role, and seeing the really hilarious OJ joke in the first teaser trailer, I thought this movie might have a chance. So what did I think? Is this one of the funniest movies of the decade, or a complete misfire? Well, for this section of the video, I'm really only going to be focusing on three characters/performances, just because, for me personally, they were the three standouts in this movie. If there's someone I didn't mention in this review, it was either A, because I just thought they were really good and have nothing else to say, or B, because they were a really funny celebrity cameo and again have nothing else to say. But of course, I'm going to start with the man on the poster, Liam Neeson. I thought he was absolutely hilarious in this movie. His deadpan, dramatic way of delivering these rapid-fire, wacky jokes was honestly really a joy to watch. I would honestly love to see a renaissance of Liam Neeson comedies, because I've got to imagine he's probably pretty sick of being on all those straight-to-streaming generic action movies, because he fits this tone so well, and I really wish the best for him and Pamela. Speaking of which, Pamela Anderson plays his love interest, and of course because they're dating in real life, which I think is absolutely adorable. Their chemistry is honestly one of the best parts of this movie. There's a scene where they kind of go on their first date, and it leads to one of the funniest scenes in the entire movie. I won't spoil what that is yet, but you'll know exactly what it is when you eventually see the movie. And Danny Huston, who plays the villain. Now, I always kind of feel like he has had a bad rap for being in a lot of bad movies. I know he was the villain in the Crow remake from last year, and we all know how bad that one was, but I honestly thought he did a great job here. He kind of balanced the role of being this kind of hateable villain, this tech billionaire archetype, and also, like everyone else in the cast, matching the tone and the wackiness of all the jokes. But of course, everyone in this cast did a great job, and everyone deserves a gold star. Now, you're probably wondering the exact same thing that everyone else is wondering whenever they decide to click on a review for this movie. Is this movie funny? Does it live up to the incredibly high expectations of this being labeled the funniest movie of the decade? And for me personally, no, I don't think it's the funniest movie of the decade. I would like for this decade to be over before we start judging that far ahead. But yes, I did find this movie really, really hilarious. The hit rate for these jokes are just absolutely insane. You'll pretty much get rapid-fire jokes firing at you every 20 to 35 seconds, and pretty much all of them land. Yeah, there are some duds in there, but when I say duds, I would say I more have a nose snort reaction rather than a hearty chuckle like most of the others. And for the duds, it's like a hit rate of 1 to every 2,000 jokes that don't really personally work for me. And also, in terms of the writing, the plot is really nice. It doesn't have any convoluted twists, and it's also just not convoluted in general. This movie has a perfect runtime, by the way, of being less than an hour and a half. So the plot gets in, it gets out, it does exactly what it needs to do, and in an age of 3-hour epics, I honestly really appreciated that. Now yes, I probably could have gone a little bit more in depth into the other aspects of the movie, like I could talk about how the cinematography actually looks pretty great for a movie like this, how the editing is really smooth and snappy, how the score just completely fits this kind of spy detective atmosphere that it's going for, how the sound effects just add to the complete hilarious overall tone of the entire movie, how the practical effects and set design look great, and the action scenes are just absolutely balls to the wall insane. But I know what you want. You want to know if this movie is funny and is worth your time, and if you've watched to the end of this review, you will know that I completely agree with that. So in the end, I'm going to be rating this movie a 7 out of 10. For this first watch, it's not a complete comedic masterpiece, but I did have an absolute blast watching it and would love to see more movies like this being made. Thank you guys for watching for what is potentially the shortest review on this channel, especially with this new kind of format. And I will see you guys in the next review, actually the coming Tuesday, because you will see a review for Weapons on Tuesday, and then a review for Fantastic Four on Thursday. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day.